Hi, this is Ladipo Jola, Orashirela Torah Research. I say good morning to everyone as you join us. May the blessing of Uyoiwa come upon everyone as you listen to this video in the name of Yahushua. Yes. Before I go to the main discussion here of this video, there is this comment on one of the previous video concerning the letter J and the letter Y, the Y sound and then the G sound, the J sound. Well, I've answered the way that now most of the thing that conclusion made that we have all this conclusion that were put there by the white people, by these present Israelites, the Jews, the Jewish people, those that are in Israel now. So one of the important things that we cannot use that as a yardstick and as a post to determine whether the letter J was or was not. Since it was said that the Hebrew language was lost, so how could it be all these Jewish people that will now tell you letter J was restored when or when not? So actually, most of those things, conclusions are made by them and by their own research work, and which from what is going on now, from the revelation we have now, we know their works and is not genuine. It's not the right thing. So it's just trying to amalgamate, trying to build something, and it's been based on human effort, and which is bound to have all its errors, and also looking at that they also have a political undertone of America and Europe wanting to control have effect in the Middle East. So we can say it is their Hebrew identity and claim of Israel is a bit political too. So looking at that, so most of the conclusion, we know the way these people operate, Europe and then America and all those other big countries, they magnify what is not, and then they downplay even what is true, in as much as we play along and it will suit their purpose and their agenda. So most of the conclusions made by the people are actually not true. So and one of the now that the Torah is coming out to be the way it's coming out now by in Yoruba language, and now we are seeing things more clearly now. I will not be astounded to know that the white people, Europeans, and some of the American leaders, they know about this truth that Yorubas are actually, and that the Yoruba is the ancient Hebrew language. It's not that they don't know; they actually know. But if they should magnify, if they should bring forth such a thing to the limelight, it's going to cancel what they have already done. The people they've already planted in the Middle East, and they are sure they will not be able to have effect on these Yoruba people the way they have on those people that they planted there. Now, the people that they put in the Middle East now, they said they are Israel. They said they are Israelite, but they are atheists. They are into gay. They are in every nonsense that America is doing. They are doing it there. Lesbianism, all those nonsense things. So you see that this is this is more than every other thing that will support whatever they have done, even though it is wrong, is what they magnify. So anything that will question it, actually they just try to put it down. So that's why the comment that says that Yoruba, a white man that says Yoruba is a Hebrew language, was just like a line in the old book that was written, and no more work was allowed to be done on it, no more findings, because they know if it's real, to bring out what they don't want to come out. So So that's just it. So also all those things that they pushed out, information that they push outside there that we see and we're following are actually not they are actually most of the time they are fake ones. The one that suits them. So the letter J for, and since the Torah is coming out in Yoruba, the way it is coming out, actually letter J is the same thing as other letters. It's as Yi, as long as Yi has been. So letter J has also, the sound J has also been in the Yoruba language, the Yoruba words. So that shows that, well, since the Yorubas are Hebrews and they came from where they came from in Yemen, so it is not here in West Africa they introduced J to the Yoruba and into their vocabularies. So it has always been, and with the way the words are coming out, and even the name of Jehovah, the name of Yahweh, which is actually when we now talk it, mention it in the full, so we find out that there is that element of J. So it's not what was introduced some years ago. No, but it is their own Hebrew language, the modern Hebrew language that was created and formed. They just formed that with other languages. So I just leave that as our main topic today. And also I saw a comment that was saying New Testament is fake. I think, well, if the New Testament is fake, but I think then the person himself is more fake than the New Testament, because when we talk about the New Testament, actually what the person was trying to attack is the person of Oyo Awashua, Jesus, that is called Jesus, Oyo Awashua. Then you are fake, and then your existence and whatsoever you practice, your religion is useless. It's useless, because from our work, from what has been revealed to us in Genesis chapter 4, we see that there's no way, there's no religion, there's nothing you want to do that can deliver any man from the judgment that was declared by Oyoiwa, the Creator. The judgment that was given in that place, in that particular garden, is eternal, and it takes the eternal Creator coming to counsel to change. If it doesn't change it, nothing can change it. And so much that Moses, when he died, Onikoishe, that is the one, the instructor in the garden, the one who tempted, the one who we were told tempted Adam and Eve, but not really just like the temptation like that. He told them the truth. He told the truth to Eve, but Eve could not handle the truth that was handed over to her. So she went ahead with the truth. But that truth that was handed over to her is actually not the truth of Yahweh. The truth of Yahweh is that when you eat this fruit, you will die. Because Oyoiwa is Yahweh, is a creator. So he's able to bring death. So he has spoken it. When you eat it, you will die. So it's like saying, when you misbehave, I will punish you. Then someone now come to you and now tell you, well, in eating of that fruit, there's no punishment. When you eat that fruit, this is what will happen. Yes, but that is different from the punishment. Effect of the fruit is different from what I will do to you, the punishment. So Oyoiwa was telling them what is going to do to them. You will die. But the instructor told them, yes, there is no death, and there's no death. That when what was shown to them and in the experiment that was done by Oyoiwa, what was tested, is that this is what will happen, what will happen. So now, it is now left to Eve. What is she going to hold to? The truth of Oyoiwa, your creator, that told you that if you do this thing, this is what I'm going to do to you. And then the one who was by your creator, who was also created, now told you, well, when this thing, if you eat this thing, this thing will not kill you. So Oyoiwa did not tell them the fruit will kill them. He said, if you eat this fruit, you will die. So it's not that if you eat this fruit will kill you. It's not if you eat it, the day you eat it, you will die. So with it, death is going to come with it. So it is more of the obedience. So he's a creator, so he can bring, so whatever he brings, and whatever he has said it, so he's going to come with it. And since he has said he's going to come with it, it's established like that. And the guy told them, and Onikoisha told them, and she yielded unto the one that sweetest her, and she got the fruit, she ate it, and she got her husband to eat too. And the judgment was that, now the one that was supposed to be the instructor in the garden is now that was supposed to instruct them in the garden. Now that they don't need an instructor again in the garden, because now they've eaten the tree of wisdom. So that guy is supposed to be the bank of wisdom and knowledge for them. And looking at it, that tree must have been the food for Onikoisha, because it shows that the particular guy, because when God cursed him, God said it's going to be eaten. So that means there's something he was eating before. So he was eating. So that fruit is actually the food of that particular being, Onikoisha, that instructor. So he's the knowledge, he's the one in charge of the wisdom of the garden. So he has wisdom, so he's eating from that fruit. It's because now in him, Oyoye was put in him ability to be able to manage the wisdom, the information in that fruit, so that he was able to eat it and not destroy himself. But man has not. Oyoye did not put it in man. Man is supposed to receive the instruction, the wisdom from this Onikoisha. But then now they've scattered everything. Now they now have access to the wisdom directly. They can now test, they can do experiment, they can know, they can go and find. Even though before they don't need to find, the Onikoisha, the instructor, was there when God was creating those things. So he can tell them, so this is the mind of Oyoye, this is what Oyoye, this is a thing Oyoye knows, this is what Oyoye saw when the experiment was done. But now they have to research on their own to get those informations, to find out things. So the instructor is no more needed. But then, since Oyoye has already told them that there will be death, so there is need for what? For death to come in. Since he has declared it, so it is standing. It's a short judgment, and so there's a need. So Oyoye just took that same instructor that was supposed to be one that should bring them wisdom. Now he was taking, so he was the one that was converted to the one that will be bringing them death. So immediately he was judged that he will not be, he will lose his physical existence. He will not be able to eat food that was supposed to feed his physical existence and wisdom existence again. So he will be eating offeriory, that is things that are not visible, things that cannot be seen. So through that, he lost his physical existence. So he was immediately cast to the world, to the realm of the unseen. And then man is supposed to die and supposed to go to the world, to the realm of the unseen, and to become unseen or fairy too. So the man, the instructor, asked what? Asked man as his food, as the soul of a man as his food. So when a man died, he feed on the soul of man. And even in the womb, while the child is still in the womb, he was given the access to attack that child in the womb and to take their soul. So much was this judgment that even Moses, after his death, with all the thing he did, he could not resist. He could not go scot-free. So this man, the Onikoisha, came and claimed the death of the soul of Moses, because yes, it is a divine judgment. It is not. It did not come into taking the soul of man by its power, but by the declaration of the Creator. It was first created to give them wisdom, but later it was turned over to one to take their soul, and it was to reincarnate their soul into whatever he wants. So from their soul, he feed on their soul and reproduce. So it can reproduce anything. So you see, so it's a doom for all men. It's a doom for all men. There's no way out, because it is the judgment of the Creator Oyoye. So Mr. Ben, whatsoever you do, no matter how religious you are, no matter how you follow the law, no matter how you are still going down there to be the food of that instructor, the food of your soul is a food to that man. So that is it. And another thing is that as As you also in your practice of religion, if you allow yourself to kill men, you are sending them to that man again. Even as a follower of God, as you are killing people, you are feeding him. You are feeding souls, not to God. You are feeding souls to that to that wicked being. So the only way not to go onto Onikoishe is not to die. Maybe evil Yoruba just take you directly to himself. But if you are dying, that soul is going to him. So it is the declaration and the judgment of the Creator himself, and nothing can change it. Even the angels, they are just saying, Oyoiwa will rebuke you, Oyoiwa will rebuke you. But it is Oyoiwa that has already handed over the thing, Moses, to him. So it is a lasting judgment. So without what Oyoawashua did, now the work that was done at the death of Oyoawashua is just that someone to carry the goodness of God, to carry the riches of God, the glory of God into that place. So just as usual, Onikoishe lay claimed on him, but in him was found no iniquity, was found no sin, even not the death of any man. Moses, during his ministry, he killed a lot of people. Those he killed, he sent them to what? He sent them to Onikoishe. So he fed the devil. Because that's your feeding soul when you kill men. That's no wonder when in the teaching of Oyoawashua, they say don't kill, don't pray for the destruction, for the death of your enemies. Because when you pray, when people die, you are feeding souls to the devil. You think when you pray or you take action as a religious action and people die, you think you are glorifying God. Yes, but it is not only God that is winning. The devil is also winning. Well, the devil, not the fallen angel. Well, the fallen angel too is working with Onikoishe, with hell, with the angel of hell. So they rejoice because you have sent his soul to them. So when you kill, like all the killing of Moses and everything, you send soul of men to hell. You send this, eternal companion to them, and they want to torture men. They want to torture the souls of men. So you're sending them souls to torture. So in their victory, it's not only God that is victorious. Even Satan is more victorious. So now God is victory because yes, somebody is standing for him. Then the devil too is victorious that yes, I have gained a soul. This man has helped me to gain a soul to my kingdom. So you see, so that is a very big challenge. So who do you want to say Moses actually worked for? He worked for God, yes, the Israelite, but he also worked for hell, for Onikoishe, the man in hell, by sending soul to him. So it's dicey. So it's a war. They have to go to court. They have to go to law. But apart from that, the judgment in the beginning has given all men to hell, to go to Onikoishe in hell. There must be a soul. So it is the word of Oyoiwa that created it, and that is it. And the declaration of Oyoiwa is that it will not change. So the word of Oyoiwa cannot just go in. No, it will not change. It is a will within a will. So what is it? Is a system. If that word has become a system, it cannot be cancelled. So there must be release. There must be a release of another word that will form a system within that system that can counter that system. So that those that release themselves into the new system, so the system of death or being owned in hell will not prevail over them. And that is the system Oyoiwa created in allowing Oyoawashua. And what is the meaning of Oyoawashua? God restoration. God restore us. So the name is God restoration. Oyoawashua means God's restoration. So God restoration. Now he came bearing the name God restoration. So God restoration went to hell, and God restoration now bring forth the power of God, introduce a system, bring it so just as the name, so it bring the restoration power of God into hell so that we can be restored. So just like the name. So his name is Oyo Awashua, God's restoration. So God's restoration, so he went with that power of that name, God's restoration, which was in him when he was alive, so that he was raising the dead, healing the sick, he was restoring men, because it was not just a name, it is God's divine assignment. It is Oyoiwa's divine assignment, God restoration. So what was working in Oyoashua, that is also called Jesus, when he was alive for those 33 years, is what? Is God's restoration. God's restoration agenda was working in him. He was healing the sick, setting the captive free, and doing all that. But the devil knows that anyone who lives and dies, they must come to him. He has that right. And Oyoiwa will not stop him, because it is Oyoiwa that gave that right to him. And Oyoiwa is a just creator. He does not change his word. So that is why God's restoration too, in order to deliver those that have been taken captive, and all those who will still go to hell, he has to go there. So God's restoration, and while he was alive, while he was walking the earth, it was God's restoration, and that is why he killed no man. When that woman that was John, they asked him, what should we do? If he had allowed them to kill that woman, then hell will have rejoiced that yes, this man too has fed us. He's our servant. He worked for us. He sent his soul to us. And a soul of men is our food. So that is why with the wisdom he stood as what? He performed, and he gave instruction as what? As God's restoration. That even in sin, men that are condemned, Oyo Awashua is God's restoration. God is ready to restore all, even those who are condemned to death. And so he went throughout, not sending any soul, not feeding any soul to Nikoishe, that is the one at hell, the spirit of hell. So when he died, when he was killed and then he died, they came and they took his soul, because yes, that is a declaration of Oyoiwa. But that is where the challenge started for them. So it was now as they've taken the soul, but they took the wrong. It's like taking the wrong soul. Yes, it's a soul. So they took him to hell. But also there is that soul, because that soul did not feed them, because that soul did not sin. That soul did not have any sin, any contamination. This soul is different. When this soul was alive, it was what? It is combination of the spirit of God and woman. So God also manifested in hell. So just like in the garden, what was in the garden? They ate the fruit, and Oyoiwa came, the creator came and declared a judgment. So it happened in hell too. When Oyo Awashua entered into hell, when they took him and he entered into hell, trouble started. Because just like Oyoiwa entered into the garden, Oyoiwa manifested in hell. Because he found Oyo Awashua soul as what? As a channel through which he can manifest. He said, so he prepared, so Oyoiwa has prepared Oyo Awashua, his body, as a what? As a body, as a place for him to manifest, that is pure enough for Oyoiwa, just as Oyoiwa appeared in the garden, so that it can appear in him, even in hell. So while in hell, Oyoiwa appeared unto them through the soul of Oyo Awashua that they took to hell. So he appeared unto them. Oh yeah, yes. Oh, hello, how are you? How is the judgment? How is the work going here? I gave the soul of man to you, and you are doing it well. So how is the work going? Of course, he is doing it well. But what so we need to ask? Why did you? Of course, it will be most of us be disturbed by the presence of Oyoiwa. That how? What happened? What is Oyoiwa doing here? Oh God, it will be everything about them will scatter. But I have come here. I've come to deliver men. I've come to set them free. So it will be, of course, we would like to argue, but we want to say, but you gave them to me, and I also come for them because you have made a mistake. In the garden, men made a mistake. That's why they were handed over to you. Now you have made a mistake. You have taken the one you are not supposed to take. You have taken a soul that sinneth not. You have taken the soul that is pure you are a thief. You have taken what you are not supposed to take. So by that error, by that mistake, there's call for judgment. And the judgment is that what? Men be free. And that in the name of Oyo Awashua, that is in the name of God, Oyoiwa's resurrection of Oyoiwa, resurrection of the Creator. And that by anything that is standing and that operate and by faith in Oyo Awashua, that is Yahweh's resurrection, they cannot be bound in hell. So anything that comes in by that hold onto Yahweh's resurrection will not be under the control of Onikoishe, under the control of hell. So that is the redemption that we have. So that restoration, it was on earth, it was restoration, restoring men. He went to the grave again. He took Oyoiwa's resurrection down to hell, so that those who are dead, that have been dead before, so they were restored. And that we are alive, even though today, anytime we go today, anytime we rest, what? We have hope of resurrection. In who? In Oyo Awashua, that is. And what is Oyo Awashua? Jehovah's resurrection. So he said, he has given me a name. So Oyoiwa put his name, his own name. Oyoiwa put his name upon him. So it is a name. The name is resurrection of Oyoiwa. And said in the name of Jesus, that is in the name of Oyoiwa, that is in the name of God's resurrection. That is, when we face the devil, when we face the enemy, we say, I stand against you by the power of God's resurrection, by the authority in God's resurrection work, and that is Oyo Awashua. That is in that God's resurrection work. That is Oyo. That is the meaning of that word, Oyo Awashua. That is also called Jesus in another language. So you say in the name of Jesus, in the name of God's resurrection, in the authority, by the identification of God's Jehovah's resurrection, by the identification of the resurrection of Yahweh. Then everybody, every spirit there, they have to stand at attention, because then you have invoked the resurrection power of Oyoiwa, the power that he released to restore man back to himself. So that's what you invoke, and not just one flesh man that walk the Oyo Awashua, that is the Jesus that was in the flesh, that they saw on the earth 33 years and that died. That is not what we are dealing with here. So it shows that you lack the understanding of the spirituality of Oyoiwa. Because when when he promised the Israelites, he said in New Testament that's going to give to them is that he will put his word, his spirit within them. So it is a spirit of Oyoiwa that came and he used the body of a woman that was taken from Mary. So Mary give the body, but what is inside is what? Is the spirit of Oyoiwa. The spirit of Oyoiwa coming to work the resurrection, coming to do the work of restoring man upon the earth, and also in hell. And when he has conquered, and because he overcame upon the earth, and he overcame, so he has the right to what? To access all men. So anyone who accepted the resurrection work of Oyoiwa, of the Creator, that is, put it in the name Oyo Awashua or Jesus, also called Jesus, if you accept him, and then the spirit of Oyoiwa, the spirit of Oyoiwa that carry out the work of restoring man upon the earth and in hell, that overcame hell and the spirit of hell and Lucifer, it will enter those people. It will enter into us, and that's what when I say it's going to put his spirit in us, and the spirit the spirit of Oyoiwa will teach us and will tell us what to do, will guide us and will lead us into all truth, into all things. So that is what you don't know. And so when you say the New Testament is fake, it's because you are in darkness, and that shows the devil still got you. That shows hell is still waiting for you. So if you die the way you are, Onikoishe, that man that tempted Adam and Eve, is going to have your soul. It's going to eat your soul, and it's going to convert your soul. It's going to use your soul to produce what? To produce a son of his. It's going to reincarnate your soul into whatsoever he desires. Because he's doing it based by the declaration and the judgment of Oyoiwa, and nothing can stop him. The only thing that can stop him is what? Is another covenant, another operation of Oyoiwa. The only thing that can stop him is what? Is the restoration work of Oyoiwa that was done, and that was put under the name Oyo Awashua. And you must carry the spirit of Oyoiwa. Without him, you are under the you die today. Your soul belongs to the devil, and it's going to reincarnate your soul. So, and you see, in one of the books that I wrote, so if this now actually it is New Testament is useless if the Jesus, the Oyo Awashua that actually came did not take Oyoiwa into hell to restore man, to change the judgment of the garden. Well, not changing it, but to introduce a clause for salvation for man. Then that Jesus or that Oyo Awashua is useless. Moses came, all the thing that Moses did was just paraphrase, physical work on the earth here. It does not change our destination. It still every man are still what? Hell bound under Onikoishe. So, but only so Moses too, he has no choice than to go there, than to go to hell. So everybody will just struggling down to hell, and there's no way out. So, but the clause that Oyoiwa used Mary to prepare a body, human flesh, and he put his spirit in him. And that spirit, the assignment of that spirit, and the purpose of that spirit is what? Is God restoration for man. And the name that was given to him was according to that, Oyo Awashua. And that body, so that spirit used that body on 33 days upon the earth, on the 33 years. And then the body died. And because when the body died, so the spirit of Oyoiwa and the soul, they went straight. So the soul went to hell. So the spirit located the soul in hell. The spirit of Oyoiwa located the soul in hell. So there was war. Because they will be claiming who owns the soul. So there's a war for the soul. So there needs to be a judgment, a new declaration. So, and then the clause was introduced, and that clause is for our salvation. That is the restoration of Oyoiwa. Even though, yes, Oyoiwa that also declare you as the owner of souls. So this has also declared, so that there is restoration. And in as much that your judgment, which favor you, cannot be cancelled. This judgment also, that is God's restoration, also cannot be cancelled. So the spirit of Oyoiwa that worketh in Oyo Awashua upon the earth is now also is on the throne. Or it has power in what? It has a stronghold in hell. So there is among the power brokers in hell. So he has a share in hell. So that is why when they are sharing souls in hell, he has a share there. So those people that died by having faith in resurrection of Oyoiwa, having faith in Oyoiwa and resurrection of Oyoiwa, when they get to hell, they are under his kingdom in hell. So he has his own dominion in hell that is away from Onikoishe. Before that, it was not like that. So so God's restoration is also in hell. So that is, I believe that is very simple, but except if your heart is so hardened onto religion and the devil has and Oyoiwa has actually given your heart to the devil. That is when you will not be able to understand what all the things that I've just said now. So it is so clear that the judgment in the beginning, judgment of Oyoiwa is lasting, and Oyoiwa will not even cancel his word. He says his word will go, it must fulfill the purpose, but he can release another word which will be like a will within a will. Now he is the one that sent the 4 angels, as in the prophecy of the prophet. He sent 4 angels to go and destroy people upon the earth. Then also he sent another angel. Do you see? A clause, a will within a will. He sent another angel. Oh yeah, go and anoint those that fear Oyoiwa, that fear the Creator. Then it was told those that are supposed to kill. So anyone you see the mark upon, you don't kill. Do you see? A clause, they are supposed to go and kill. Now a clause has been introduced. You don't kill those with the mark. That is what salvation at Oyoawashua, that is Oyoiwa, walking Yeshua resurrection, walking resurrection. In that body that Mary gave, Mary submits the body of human body to God, and Oyoiwa put his spirit inside it. So embodiment is what is the spirit of Oyoiwa walking restoration, Yeshua, like a restoration for man. So that is the explanation. If you are a child of salvation and a child of salvation, then I believe that the Oyoiwa will minister to you this truth. But if not, it shows that you have hardened your heart. Probably all this Hebrew thing you are even doing, you are doing it for the gain in it, for the name, for the favority in it, and so that you can be connected, so that you can make money to please people, to please some rich men who are in it somewhere, so that you can access money, you can access benefit. That it shows that is why you are in it, and you are not in it for the truth of Oyoiwa. And if that is why you are in it, you have come into it, then surely you shall surely perish, and there's no way out. Because your ulterior motive will not be able to align with the spirit Eriwa or Oyoiwa. So you will not, even though it is the truth, you are not going to listen to it, because your heart is after pleasing men, just like those Pharisees. So that is it. So that is some of the more better explanation than what I give on video. But this is already 25 minutes. Alright, so that is that. I think let me just call it let me just release this. Let me just stop here. So I will release another video for a proper the word that Oyoiwa was put in my mouth to actually discuss today. So thank you. May the blessing of Oyoiwa Jehovah rest upon everyone, and upon you and upon your household, in the name of our Shua. Yes, may the Lord be with us.